Roberto here for another video review. It's the Lindt Lindor Double Chocolate Mini Eggs. Yes, it is just to be smooth double chocolate. Milk and dark chocolate mini eggs with a smooth melting filling. Yeah. And, yeah, so new, well, it doesn't say new on them, but I think they are new. Have got the equivalent of the regular Lindors as well, which did say new on them. You can see. So I've already reviewed those, should already be up, so check that out as well. These are the mini egg versions. Yeah, so traditionally, I do prefer the sort of smaller Lindors, you know, like the mini Lindors, which I don't know if they do anymore. They used to be just literal small spheres, or the mini egg ones as well, because I just find the ratios are far better, because the inside for me of Lindors is just too much. Basically, the ratio from chocolate to middle is just too much in favour of the middle in regular Lindors. It's just a bit too sickly. So the mini egg versions are just a bit more up my street, really, just a bit sort of, yeah, a bit better proportion, I think. So it's an interesting one. So basically, it's strangely enough, it's called double chocolate because it's got milk out on the outside, milk chocolate shell, but dark chocolate sort of filling basically. But there is a dark chocolate Lindor, and that's essentially got dark chocolate on the outside but milk chocolate filling. But that's not called double chocolate. That's called dark chocolate. So it's a bit of a funny one, really. So we kind of got two double chocolate ones because neither of them are actually dark chocolate. Even though the dark chocolate one has dark on the outside, it's still filled with a regular milk chocolate filling. So interesting. I'd like one with dark chocolate on the outside and filled with the dark chocolate filling, which should actually be dark chocolate, because the white chocolate one has a white chocolate filling. It's not filled with milk chocolate, so you know. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So let's have a look on the back then. So what does it say? Anything interesting? It says Lindt Lindor, Maître Chocolatier Suisse, depuis 1845. That's the correct way to pronounce it. I'm not sure. And we're basically master Swiss chocolatiers since 1845. And then Lindt, created by the Lindt Master Chocolatier, a passion and love for chocolate since 1845. You choose the moment, we'll choose the bliss. Yeah, it says that on the big one as well. Nice slogan, that, I think. Milk chocolate mini eggs with a smooth melting filling with dark chocolate. There we go. It's got palm oil in there, palm fat. Anything else of interest? Milk chocolate contains cocoa solids 30% minimum, milk solids 14% minimum. Does it give you the information on the dark chocolate? Unusual. Why does it not say the dark chocolate? Well, that's weird. It doesn't tell you what the dark chocolate is there. It just tells you the milk chocolate. So that's a bit strange. It's got the highly meltable, keep cool, quality guarantee, manufactured by Lindt Lindor. Gives you some addresses and things. But it's strange it doesn't say the dark chocolate, unless I'm missing it. It just says milk chocolate contains cocoa solids 30% minimum, milk solids 14% minimum. There's no dark chocolate, but there is on the bigger pack. Milk chocolate contains cocoa solids 32% minimum, milk solids 21%. Is that the same? 32, 21? No, it's different. Milk chocolate contains cocoa solids 30% minimum, milk solids 14. So 30 and 14. This is 32 and 21. And it says dark chocolate contains cocoa solids 45% minimum. So is there no dark chocolate at all in this one? What does it say? Let's see on the ingredients. I don't know, is there just no dark chocolate? It says with dark chocolate, but there's, I don't know. Can't see it on the ingredients list. What about the ingredients list on this one? Well, to be fair, I can't see actually dark chocolate listed on the ingredients either, but it does say what the dark chocolate is. So I don't know. That's very strange, that. Not sure what to make of it at all. That seems dubious, I think is the word for that. Yeah, alright. Well, something to bear in mind. I assume there is dark chocolate though in it, because I mean, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't assume. Yeah. Alright, per 100 grams, 619 calories, 47 grams of fat, 34 of which are saturates, and the bag is 80 grams. So it's 4/5 of that, basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Yeah. The calories as well must be different. So let's have a look. The calories on this one. On the bottom actually, which is a bit of a pain. So per 100 grams, 633, 5037, 619, 4730. So you can see the difference. actually a bit better for you in as far as you can say that. Less calories per 100 grams, less fat, less saturated fat as well. So not quite the same basically, but maybe, you know, yeah. So I guess it might be. I guess the ratios are slightly different. Maybe, you know, I guess the ratios are slightly different. You know, perhaps more, or well, less of a centre to this one, more of the sort of shell perhaps. All right. Well, something to bear in mind then. So it's not the same basically. It's not the same product, but I guess. I guess that's probably to be expected to an extent. You know, it's clearly not got as much dark chocolate in, I guess. The filling's probably not as prominent. But I think that for me that's probably a good thing. But I'm still surprised it didn't list the dark chocolate on the back. I haven't missed it, so yeah, don't know. Well, I don't think I have. It's not in the same place anyway. Alright, so let's give this an open then, I think. But first of all, let's say that, you know, it's clearly about half full again, as they always are, these packs, and you can fold it down quite a lot, and there's like a crimp bit at the bottom now, which is not possible to have anything in it. You know, it's sealed together. So you know, so it is probably about half empty, this bag, as they always are, these sort of packs. But even so, I mean, it's okay. All right, let's give it an open. Let's do it. Right, okay, I'm going to give these Lindt Lindor double chocolate mini eggs an open. Yeah, it's basically a sort of milk chocolate outside, but with a dark chocolate, I don't know, infused filling, I guess you'd say, or like the sort of truffly centre or what have you. So time recording, I've done about 870, almost 880 reviews, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. In the top right corner, I've got links to place of all my other reviews and some other playlists as well, such as Lindt playlists, Lindor playlists, dark chocolate playlists, dark milk chocolate playlists, perhaps, you know, mini egg playlists, Easter egg playlists, yes. Well, Easter playlists. I don't think I reviewed actually Easter eggs, but yeah. So there we go. Yeah. So if you like this video, you've got other things to watch after this one, and hopefully enjoy those too. We'll get into this as well. There we go. Alright, well, it's definitely a sort of strong sort of Lindor filling coming from it. Smell. Definitely a strong Lindor filling smell coming from it when I open the pack. Let's see how many there are then. So there's let's see, 10. 17 basically, I think. Yeah, there we go, 17. So you can see they're quite small. I'm going to get a regular Lindor out. You see, obviously the ratios are different. These are spheres. And this one's just a little egg shape, of course. So the ratios are going to be different. And yeah, so you can see it's a lot smaller. There we go. They're more, I think they're sort of symmetrical eggs. They're not really egg shaped. They're more rugby ball shaped or whatever. Or suppository shaped, if you want to put it that way. Yeah, but there we go. Well, I suggest, yeah, well, anyway, I won't go into that. Okay, right. But ignore any connotation that might provide. All right, so there we go. So here we go. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's get into it a bit. We can measure it. We'll measure it on the outside, actually. I'll wait to open it, but we'll move these away a bit. I kind of wish they were egg shaped. I don't like the way that they're not actually shaped like eggs. It's kind of annoying me a bit, but let's give this an unwrap. Okay, if we can, it's a bit yeah, full wrapped. Okay, there we go. Right, let's have a see. Okay. Paint to unwrap, there we go. So just a typical design, nothing too special. I quite like the way that the centre is kind of done over the seam rather than on this side. And that way it's got lint on it as well. By which the centre, I mean like the sort of centre design. Normally that's on this side. You know, on the not where the seam is. By the way, it says Lindt as well. Nice way it does it both way around. But you can see it's more of a rugby ball shape. It's not an egg shape at all. So yeah, a bit disappointing. It's a bit cheap, really. But there we go. Can understand why they've done it. Doesn't really matter, I guess. But you know, still, it's meant to be a mini egg. It's not a mini egg. All right, let's give it a bit of a measure then. Let's see if we can. About 2.6 centimeters in height, and the width in the middle at 1.7. Okay, yeah. All right. All right. Let's give it a bit of a chop then down the centre. Let's do that. Do it down the seam. I think it seems to be two halves stuck together, so it's not been filled like the regular Lindors from the outside. It just collapsed there. Just collapsed. We can see it's very soft, that's why. But you can see it has been filled from both sides, so it is filled on both ends. yeah, very liquidy, very melty. Yeah, okay, but yeah, relatively full, not full right to the top, but full enough. Yeah, all right. Okay, but yeah, this is the problem you see where I feel like they're perhaps going to still have too much of a filling as opposed to the sort of like the mini Lindors, because they're sort of more elongated. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's give these a taste. I think let's lift myself up, give them a go. Let's do it. Okay, I want to give these a Lindt Lindor double chocolate mini eggs. See double chocolate there, just about. Yes, there we go. Mini eggs a taste. Yeah, so interesting one. Got one. Did open one a minute ago, but I'll open a new one. I think just because we want to chopped in half and it kind of, we'll get the experience of eating it properly. Yeah, so normally these ones are preferred than the full-sized Lindors because I think there's just too much cream in them in Lindors than the regular sized ones. But I say I do prefer generally the sort of mini Lindors, which are sort of half the size of these again. I feel like them anyway. I don't know if they still do them, but so these ones are a bit bigger. So whether they'll still be a bit too much on the inside, I don't know. But the double chocolate one with the dark chocolate filling was actually a bit less sickly than the regular Lindors. So we'll see. Good than the dark chocolate one itself, which actually has a regular milk chocolate centre. So so it still is a bit sickly. But yeah, let's give it a go. I said it was a bit richer, the regular Lindor one. So let's give this a go. See what it's like. Let's do it. Yeah. Quite a rich. I think it comes across even better actually in these mini egg versions. The centre, yeah, it really tasted quite rich, almost like a weird caramelly taste to it as well. It just definitely, this is a nice experience for sure than the full size Lindors. It just works a lot better. You get a nice sort of taste of chocolate, but the centre really, it's not too much, and you can really, the richness is emphasised a bit more, I think. No, it just tastes a lot better experience. I mean, just being a bit more of a smaller amount means it just works a lot better. It's not as sickly, because when you taste it normally, when the full size then there's too much and it gets it's just a bit too sweet or too sickly. It's just too much of it, so you lose a bit of the taste. Whereas in these smaller ones, it's a lot more. It's just a lot more concentrated, I think. Yeah, I didn't really mention much about the actual colour of it. When I opened it before, it looks just a very much a normal colour, really, doesn't it, on the inside? But it is a bit darker. But yeah, but we'll see. I don't know if it's quite. I did sort of wonder as to whether it was really as dark as the actual, because it doesn't mention it's got dark chocolate in it. Really, well, it does mention it's got dark chocolate, but it doesn't really talk about the dark chocolate cocoa solids and things. So if you have a look at the colour here, let's have a see. You can see the colour of the inside there. Now it's not the same, is it? Look. You can see that it's clearly not the same inside as this actual Lindor. It's just not the same, and I don't understand that. Basically, I don't know I don't know what they've done. So it's not the same as the actual full chocolate one. So you can see the actual full-size Lindor. So you can see there the difference. Can you? Well, it looks a bit better there, doesn't it? It's just okay, maybe it is. No, I think it is the same there. It's just on the nubbing that filled it on the outside was definitely a bit darker. But yeah, I think when you actually get it like that, I don't know. There again, yeah, it looks a bit darker there, doesn't it? I don't know. One angle there it looked the same, but then, yeah, I don't think it is actually. I do think it's not the same. Yeah, I don't feel that's the same. Trying to. Okay, so there's a bit of a gap as well. So I didn't really, I did think there's a bit of a gap between it. We can see there's a clear gap down the centre when you cut it horizontally as well. So I didn't notice that before. When I've cut it this way, so maybe I should have done a bit more time on it comparing it. But you can clearly see it's a lighter colour in the centre. There's definitely a lighter colour actually, and there's a bit of a gap in the middle as well, because it's two halves stuck together. So they're not filled to the fullest, and of course it means it might only be a millimetre on one side, or maybe 2, or maybe 1.5. But then you can clearly see when put together, It means there's quite a big gap. I still think it's quite nice though, actually. So despite the fact it's not the same thing, it's clearly different. I feel like the centre's not really as, it's got, maybe it's just more flavoured, I don't know. It tastes a bit, it does taste different. It does taste different, this one. Almost like a caramel flavour. The actual dark chocolate, the actual full-size Lindor actually has a bit of a rich taste to it. You know, just it distinctly tastes rich. This one tastes caramelly. The mini one. So there's a bit of a rich taste, but it's got like a sort of caramel, almost, I don't know, it's best described as a caramel flavour, whereas this one, the actual full-size Lindor, definitely feels a bit more, a bit of a richer taste to it. They're different, they're not the same. I prefer the mini ones, to be honest with you, but I don't feel like, I feel a bit like the mini ones aren't really the same product. I feel like it's not. It doesn't come across as dark chocolate. It doesn't really look like dark chocolate. As the other one looks a bit of a darker filling. So there's something a bit underhand there, I think. You know, some angles it looks that looks a bit the same, but you know, normally it is a bit darker. To have it in hand, it is darker than the actual Lindor. You know, it's hard to sort of show on the screen, I think. That's a good angle there. It's melting in my hand. Yeah, that's a good angle there, I think. You can see there, it's just collapsing. You know, it's just collapsing in my hand. It's so soft, can't hold it that way. Yeah, look, it's just collapsing. I can't hold it very well. But you can see the difference in colour there for sure. You could do, but it's just falling apart. I can't hold it. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah. Hopefully you saw just that brief moment before it collapsed the difference in colour. You know, just got chocolate all over my hands now. Yeah, basically they're not the same. I don't know what to think, because I feel like the mini egg ones are actually nicer. But it's maybe because the taste there is different. It has a bit more of a, I don't know if it's a real caramel taste, but it tastes more like a caramel. Like a sort of, you know, a rich caramel. Whereas the other one actually tastes a bit more creamier, the actual full-size Lindor, but has a bit of a richer taste to it. I like that rich taste, but I don't like the creamier side to it. And I quite like the caramel taste the caramel-like taste in the mini ones, but it's not really what you're meant to be getting. So I'm a bit confused. I think if I just had it and not really realised it or compared them or thought about it, I'd probably be quite happy with it. But and I feel the ratios are pretty good, but it's not really a dark chocolate taste in there. And it's odd that it doesn't say dark chocolate as well on the pack. It describes it as dark chocolate. You know, it says with a dark chocolate filling or whatever. But shall I see if I can see it out? Milk and dark chocolate mini eggs with a smooth melting. Well, it says a smooth melting filling actually. It does say melting filling with dark chocolate on the thing on this side. So it does say, and then the bold bit there. Milk chocolate mini eggs with a smooth melting filling with dark chocolate. But this, as I say, doesn't really say what the dark chocolate is. I'm very confused. There's something not quite right, is there? There's clearly something not quite right. As I say, you know, it doesn't look the same on the inside. It doesn't taste the same. And the dark chocolate's kind of absent from the description, so I don't quite know what to make of that. It's a real mess. This, you know, might just go wash my hands and then show another comparison again. So it won't be a second. Okay, right. I wash my hands, so you see, it's nice and no chocolate all over them. So yeah, let's give this an open again. And I think it just melts so easy. They're so small, so the heat really sort of gets to them quite quickly. So you have to be very careful. All right, so I'll give it a bit of a chop. Okay, right, here we go. So we've got a smooth cut here. Right, let's see. So you can see it does, from certain angles there, it looks the same colour. But if I sort of, don't know, you see this one never really changes colour, the mini Lindor, but the other one does go a bit darker, and it is in hand. It is darker. You know what I mean? It's just the thing there. It's more like that. That's more the difference there. You know what I mean? It's not a trick of the light. That is, you know, it is like that. And if I turn this one to face the light, it goes lighter. But that difference in colour there, that's just the difference there. That is literally, you know, what it's like. So you can see they're not the same. You know, if I put them closer to you can see. You can just see there, they're not the same colour. They're just not the same. And as I say, this one as well, a lot of empty space in the middle because it's two halves put together rather than filled. So when they fill them, like they do with the Lindors, they can basically fill them all the way to the top, which they pretty much do. When there's two halves stuck together, they obviously, they don't always fill them right to the top, basically. Also, sometimes when they fill in from the top, such as in the Cadbury's cases, they only fill them half full, which is stupid. But anyway, Lindor seems to do, well, Lindt with Lindor seems to do quite a good job of filling them. So there is a bit of space in this one. So it's not the same, so I don't know what to make of that at all. But I do prefer the mini Lindor eggs. They just taste a bit nicer, but they don't taste of a real dark chocolate. It's more of a caramel taste. So I don't know what to do about that. What do you do? It's clearly not the same product. It's not the same. So it's not really caramel. You know, it just tastes a bit like a sort of you know, a burnt caramel taste, almost like a, you know, but not a bad one. But it's that kind of, you know, not a sweet caramel, but you know, I say so. They've tried to replicate the sort of rich taste of the dark chocolate filling, but it's come across as more of a caramelly taste. Not sweet, but like a burnt caramel, like a butterscotch or a, you know, what's the other one called? Treacly type taste, you know, yeah, something like that. Yeah, almost anyway. So yeah, but not quite, almost. So very odd, this one. I do prefer it, but it's not right. It's not the same product in a smaller version. It's different. You can see that from the calorie information. It's clearly different. But of course, you could attribute that to the fact it's not a sphere. But there's definitely something else about it as well. It's just not the same colour, and it doesn't taste the same. Let's say, some angles make them look the same colour, but they're just not. In hand, they're just not the same colour. The actual Lindor is darker. Yeah, it's like that really. Yeah. I say in hand, they definitely look different no matter what angle. It's just on the camera with the lights and things. Yeah, so I don't know what to rate this one. I really don't. I quite like it. It doesn't blow my socks off. It's nice though, but it's just odd the way it's not the same as the one. I feel like that's a bit wrong, really. It's questionable as to how much dark chocolate's in there. The fact it doesn't label what the dark chocolate percentage is on the wrapper. So I really don't know what to make of that. It rings alarm bells to me that there's something not quite right. And the fact it looks different, the fact it tastes different, of course, means, well, it's, you know, if it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, and walks like a duck, or whatever, then it's a duck. I think that's the saying anyway. Yeah. So you know, yeah. So clearly, it's just, it doesn't do any of those things. I mean, it doesn't look like it, it doesn't taste like it. You know, yeah. So whatever the other one could be, I can't think what else. Well, it's not the same shape, I guess, but we knew that. So it's just not it's just not the same thing. I don't know I don't know how to rate it as a result of that. There's something not quite right there. It's pretty underhand, I think, and of Lindt. But nonetheless, I feel it tastes nicer. So I mean, you know, what I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't think it's enough to make it a 4 out of 5. The regular double chocolate Lindor I gave 3.5 out of 5. I don't think, even though the mini ones taste nice, I don't think it's enough to go to a 4. I think there's still, you know, not that much. They are nicer, but they're not that much nicer. So I think it's still 3.5 out of 5. But there's definitely some issues there with the fact it's not the same thing. But I think it works in its favour, but it's just not got the rich taste to it like the other one has. So it's not quite the dark chocolate filling you might be expecting. But it's not really a dark chocolate filling anyway. So I mean, it's got a slight richness to it, but it's not really dark chocolate in the regular Lindor. I mean, even though it's labelled as dark chocolate and things, but it's that weird Lindor filling. So I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, it's really confusing, that one. I'm not sure what to make of it. I probably have to leave that one up to yourselves to decide. Really, I'm tempted to mark it down, but then, as I say, it's kind of, you know, it's not really. As I say, the regular Lindor double chocolate one isn't really dark chocolate inside either. It's like a weird filling that's got dark chocolate in there. So I don't know, and I'm assuming this one must have dark chocolate in, but a different ratio of it maybe. But as I say, it's odd it doesn't say it on the packet. So I don't know. Anyway, I've labelled that point. You get the picture, I think, by now. So an odd one, 3.5 out of 5. Not quite right, but better than the full size one. But perhaps for the wrong reasons, I think is the gist of it. I think that's a good way to summarise it. Yeah. Better, but for the wrong reasons. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow Twitter and Instagram. Link for the Discord servers in the description. It's a great way to keep in touch with myself and be part of the community. Link for the member programs also in the description, which is a great way to actually help support the channel, and you get certain things back as well, certain perks depending on what tier you pick. So please check that out. Really would be a massive help to the channel. Yeah, leave a comment or free. Like my videos. Great to hear from you. Really will be. So as I say, if you do leave a comment, I always do my best to reply. Have a great day as well, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See you. Bye.